Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter simplex method. We have already solved two problems by using BGAME method. In this part we shall solve one more problem by using BGAME method. Let us consider this problem: maximize z equal to 2x1 minus x2 plus 5x3. Subject to this three constraint x1 plus 2x2 plus 2x3 less equal to 2, 5 by 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 equal to 12, 4x1 plus 3x2 plus 2x3 greater equal to 24, where x1, x2, x3 are greater equal to 0. Now this problem has three variables x1, x2, x3 and also three constraint. Now if we look at the constraint, then we find that the first constraint is inequality having less equal to sign, the second constraint is equation, and the third constraint is inequality having greater equal to sign. So we have to introduce slack and surplus variables to the inequalities to make them equalities. So if we write the first constraint, then it is x1 plus 2x2 plus 2x3. The inequality is less equal to type, so we have to add one slack variable x4 such that it becomes equal to 2. Now we write the second constraint. It is already an equation, so no need to change it. 5 by 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 4x3 equal to 12. And we write the third constraint. It is greater equal to type, so we have to subtract one surplus variable. So let us subtract x5, which is a surplus variable, so it becomes equal to 24. Now we write the objective function, which is max z equal to 2x1 minus x2 plus 5x3 plus 0 into x4 plus 0 into x5. Now in this problem we have three constraints. So in the final basis set there will be three vectors. So as usual, initially we have to select three unit basis vectors which will constitute the initial solution, but here we find that there is only one unit basis vector, which is 1 0 0 corresponding to the variable x4. So we have a4 is the only unit basis vector, so we need two more unit basis vectors. Therefore we have to introduce two artificial variables to the second and third constraint. So we are introducing the artificial variable x6 to the second constraint and the artificial variable x7 to the third constraint. So now we have three unit basis vectors. So here we have x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6 and x7 all are greater equal to 0, out of which x1, x2, x3 these are actual variables, x4 is slack variable, x5 surplus variable, and x6 and x7 these are artificial variables. Since x6 and x7 are artificial variables, so in the objective function we introduce two cost values minus m and minus m for x6 and x7. Capital M is very large positive quantity. We are introducing these two cost vectors because at the final basis set we do not want these two artificial variables. We expect that these two artificial variables will be eliminated before we reach the optimal stage. So now we have to solve this problem by constructing the simplex table. For that, this is the cost vector C 2 minus 1 5 0 0 minus m minus m. This is the A1 vector 1 5 by 2 4. This is the A2 vector 2 3 3. This is the A3 vector 2 4 2. And similarly for the other vectors, this is the B vector 2 12 24. So let us construct the simplex table. So this is the simplex table. This is the initial part of the simplex table. We have plotted the vectors, the coefficient vectors a1, a2, a3, a4, a5, a6, a7. This is the cost vector, this is the v vector, and here these are the initial unit basis vectors, which are a4, a6 and a7, and these are the corresponding cost values. Now we have to compute zj minus cj. If we find that all the values of zj minus cj are non-negative, then the solution, that means the initial solution, is the optimal solution. So let us compute zj minus cj. The first one is 0 into 1 minus m into 5 by 2 minus m into 4 minus 2. This is minus 13 by 2m minus 2. This one, it is 0 into 2 minus m into 3 minus m into 3 minus of minus 1. So it is minus 6m plus 1. Next, this one, it is 0 into 2 minus m into 4 minus m into 2 minus 5. So it is minus 6m minus 5. Next, this one, 0 into 1 minus m into 0 minus m into 0 minus 0. So it is 0. This one, it is 0 into 0 minus m into 0 minus m into minus 1 minus 0. So it is m. This one, 0 into 0 minus m into 1 minus m into 0 minus of minus m. So it is again 0, and finally this will be again 0. So we have computed all the values of zj minus cj. Now here we find that there are 3 values of zj minus cj which are negative. So the initial solution is not the optimal solution. Now we have to select the value of zj minus cj which is most negative. Now since m is a very large positive quantity, so we find that this one is most negative value. Therefore the solution is not optimum, so we have to find the modified solution. For that, the vector a1 will enter the basis. So we have to identify the vector which will leave the basis. That can be found by computing mean ratio. So for the mean ratio, we first compute the ratios. So we compute the first ratio, which is 2 by 1. So 2 by 1. The second ratio is 12 by 5 by 2. So it is 12 by 5 by 2, which is 24 by 5. The third ratio, 24 by 4. 24 by 4, which is 6. So we have obtained the 3 ratios, out of which this 2 is minimum. Therefore the vector a4 will leave the basis. So in the next basis, a4 will be replaced by a1. So in the next solution set, the 3 basis vectors will be a1, a6 and a7, and corresponding cost values are 2, minus m, minus m. Now here we have found that this 1 is the key element. So in the next stage, we have to make this key element 1 and all the remaining element 0 by using this key element. Now here we find that the key element is already 1. So no need to change this row. So we can keep this row as it is. In the previous part, we have already discussed that we can compute zj minus cj for the next step from this zj minus cj without computing all these intermediate values. So here we are computing zj minus cj directly from the previous step without computing this inner part of the table. Now we are computing this first because if the solution becomes optimum, then no need to compute all these values. But if the solution is not optimum, then we shall compute all these values. So let us compute zj minus cj of the next step directly from the previous step. And we have already discussed that this can be done by using row operation. In that case, we have to make this element 0 by using this key element. The row operation we shall use here is R4 star equal to R4 plus 13 by 2m plus 2 into R1. Now if we apply this row operation on this row, then this element will be 0. Now let us apply this row operation on this row. So if we apply this row operation, then this element will be obviously 0. Now we find this element. It will be this element plus 13 by 2 m plus 2 into this 2 element. So this is 7m plus 5. Next, this element. This will be this element plus 2 into 13 by 2m plus 2, which will be 7m minus 1. Next, this element. It will be 0 plus 1 into 13 by 2m plus 2. So it is 13 by 2m plus 2. Next, this element. It will be m plus 0 into this element. So it is again m. Next, 0 plus 0 into this. So it is 0. And finally, this is 0 plus 0 into this. So it is again 0. So we have computed all the values of Zj minus Cj. So we have computed all the values of Zj minus Cj. Now since capital M is a very large positive quantity, so all the values of Zj minus Cj, these are non-negative. These are non-negative quantity. Therefore, the optimality condition is satisfied. Therefore, this solution is optimum. So we have reached the optimum stage, but here we find that the basis variables are x1, x6 and x7, out of which x6 and x7, these are artificial variables. We had expected that the artificial variables will be eliminated from the final basis set, but here the artificial variables are present at the final basis set. So in this case, the only conclusion can be made is that the problem has no feasible solution. If the optimality condition is satisfied and the artificial variables are present at the final basis set, then the only conclusion is the problem has no feasible solution. So that is the only conclusion, and that completes the solution that the problem has no feasible solution. So with this, we complete this part. So see you in the next part. Until then, thanks for watching.